Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Cam and welcome back to the AFI project. Today we're going to be taking a look at Yankee Doodle Dandy. This was directed by Michael Curtis, who directed two of my favorite movies of all time, the incredibly underrated Captain Blood and the best Robin Hood movie ever made, and one of my favorite movies from the 30s, The Adventures of Robin Hood. See both if you haven't. But this movie stars James Cagney, and this is a movie essentially about the life of George Cohan. If that name doesn't sound too familiar, if you've ever heard the songs You're a Grand Old Flag or Over There, then that's the work of George Cohan. And this movie is a telling of his life, from the guise of Cohan being awarded the Congressional Gold Medal by Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And it covers pretty much everything, from his beginning in vaudeville, to him becoming an initial success, to his head getting so big that he pretty much ostracizes his entire family and gets blacklisted from vaudeville, only to make a rousing comeback, marry the love of his life, reunite with his family, and go on to have many successes. A part of the fun of making these videos is doing the research and learning about how these movies were made. And that goes double for this movie. And that this movie is not really important for what it did from a filmmaking standpoint, because it's fine, but the history of it is really intriguing. In the 30s, James Cagney was approached about doing a kind of movie like this, and he said, "No way, I don't like Cohan, I think he sucks." But then something happened that Cagney did not anticipate. He was accused of being a communist and brought in front of the House of an Un-American Activities Commission. He swore up and down that he is not a communist, and from my research it seems to suggest that he indeed was not, but, well, they were definitely paranoid times. And so because of this, as soon as he was cleared, he's like, okay, I gotta make the most patriotic movie I can get my hands on. Wait, that Cohan script is still available? I'll take it. So this is basically 2 hours of James Cagney saying, look everyone, I'm not a commie. All the crap that Cagney went through with the trials and everything, eventually leading him to make this movie, is genuinely fascinating. And as a matter of fact, somebody should make a movie about the lead up to making of this movie. House of Un-American stuff, then Cagney say, yeah, I'll do it, and everything in between. I would pay to see it. But this was a first-time watch for me, and I'm a big fan of musicals, so going into this I was optimistic. And I thought this movie was good. However, this was one of those movies where I questioned why this was on the AFI list, when I could think of like 10 movies that could have been on this list. 2 of them were directed by Michael Curtis, believe it or not. The song numbers are definitely worth the price of admission, specifically Over There and You're a Grand Old Flag, like I mentioned at the beginning. And the cinematography is definitely above average here. I've seen a lot of movies from the 30s and the 40s where you would think that the camera work would just be like, oh, just set it up on a tripod and just talk into it for a bit. There are some movies like that, sure, but here, all of the numbers are incredibly well filmed, and just, there were a couple times I was like, wow, just from a filmmaking standpoint, this would probably be CGI, but they actually built these sets, and it's just really cool. The reason why this video may be a bit short is because, well, I think this movie is kind of pedestrian. Like, it was just very predictable to me. I had a feeling I knew where this is headed. We all knew that Cohan was going to get the redemption at the end. I mean, he was going to win an award, for goodness sake. And there was going to be a point where he was on the rise. He got too big for his britches, everybody left him, and then he had to do the redemption story. I'm not criticizing it or anything, it's just I've seen a lot of movies do this same technique before. I recommend seeing this from a technical standpoint, and especially if you're a fan of musicals, but on the whole, I don't think this is a very high priority. I'm actually kind of struggling with this one because Michael Curtis directed legitimately 2 of my favorite movies in Captain Blood and Adventures of Robin Hood, and this was the one that won out. I don't know, that just seems like a weird flex. I would have definitely chosen one of those 2 instead of this. But nevertheless, that is all for me. Thank you so much as always for watching. we are down to the final 2 movies on the AFI project, and wow, it's really been a ride, but these last 2 are definitely going to be doozies. First up is going to be a little movie that, well, launched an entire animation studio, and because of its existence, animation has never been the same since. It's from 1995, and it is the original Toy Story. But if you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, and if you like this video and you want to see more like it, hit the subscribe button and click the bell to allow notifications. That way, when a new video drops, you'll be the first to know about it. My name is Ryan Cam. I'll see you in the next one.